Alright, this video is for the memers and the memers only. If you're a serious Path of Exile player, it's time for you to exit this video, and I am doing you a favor. This is my 8-socket starter. Do you think you can start Path of Exile on only 8 sockets? I believe you can. Now, my definition of a starter is just a build that can get you up to T16 so you can farm currency to get your real build. I don't include Maven in my starters. I might include Guardian bosses in my starters. That might be kind of considered it, but, you know, clearing Maven, clearing Ubers, none of that is my starter. My starters are just to get me to T16, farming currency till I get my real build going. And I do believe you can actually do that with only 8 sockets and 6 pieces of gear. So we're going to be using the Bringer of Rain, which disables your chest piece, but it gives you 300 life, 20% chance to gain endurance charge on block, which is pointless because we're going to be using replica this guy, which is ultra cheap every league. This guy's 1 chaos, and he just gives you infinite endurance charges as a trickster. And then 2 of the taming. Now these can get pretty pricey depending on what build is meta. If lightning strike or, you know, any of these elemental physical damage attack builds are ultra meta, these will be pretty pricey, but they get real cheap real fast. Day 2, you should be able to get these up real cheap. Day 1, you can probably get them pretty cheap as well. Astra Menace, that's going to be a little pricey, but until you can get this, you can just do a high dex amulet, and the same is true for Cyclopean Coil. Now, all of this is all rare, 100% able to get in a trade league, so you don't need to worry about anything. Now, I only have 900 dex. I'm not grabbing this guy here. All of my jewels are pretty basic. I'm not even holding his shields. This is just 12 dex, 7 life, and 12 damage. Dex, some resistances, just a couple of jewels just to fill these slots in. You're gonna get better jewels, but jewels are hard to come by at the beginning, so I wanted to do just some really lame ass jewels. And this is the setup. We're getting frenzy charges. We're getting this bad boy because it gives you 15% chance to block damage if you haven't blocked recently, which puts me up to 58% block chance with just a helmet and these guys. I like this guy because you get a chance to gain frenzy charges when you block, and I have a suspicion that bossing on this is going to be really, really rough because I don't have slots for a curse. Now later on you can obviously get curse on hit, but you're going to want to switch out of this. And we're going to be using precise technique because we have a low life pool, and it's really easy to get accuracy above your life pool. I'm already above it, and all I did was grab this will. Grabbing this will was not that detrimental because this is all good stuff. Resistances is great. The accuracy here is great, and I'm a trickster, so I have polymath. Boop, boop. And so every one of those I grab is going to be a bonus. I'm pretty sure I have 12. The life one's really good. I don't have life piece, so this is 15% increased life. 10% instantly, which I don't know if that's the best option, but that's what I'm running with. More maximum physical damage. We are converting purely to lightning, but that physical is pretty nice to start with, so you get a little bit of a double dip. This guy, just because he's here. I like this. Hits have 25% chance to treat monsters resistance as inverted, because really high resistance enemies, this is going to be huge in order to have you take them down. Without this, you're not going to be able to take down high resistance enemies, and it's going to get pretty annoying. Full suppression cap. Well, I'm 1 away from full suppression cap. If I just grabbed like 1 more dex node, it's probably going to do it. Maybe 1 more dex node. There you go, 2 dex nodes. This puts me at level 92. I'm at 91 now, so we just go here to grab it. Just to put me at 100%. Why not? So this is a level 92 character now. I have 3 points left. I'm at 95. Anything else special? No, there's nothing special. You're just getting all these dex nodes. I started as a trickster simply because I like where the trickster starts. He gets a bunch of good dex nodes. This is a good dex node. It's got physical damage in the dex. I really like this node here, which gives you 30 strength and 30 fizz. Pretty sure if I remove that, I won't have my strength requirements. Yeah, I'll have my strength requirements. If you want to refund this and go somewhere else, you can. But I like it. I like the 10% more physical damage. That's really nice. And yeah, that's it. Very simple build. Nothing to it. 6 items. That's all you need. This guy will give you endurance charges infinitely, but it's not really that needed. You'll get them anyways from the helmet and the block chance. Now let's see if I can actually clear a T16 with this bad boy. My suspicion is it is going to be just fine for regular mobs, but it's going to struggle on bosses. I got 1 frenzy charge. You get frenzy charges on kill. I should weapon swap and put frenzy on like a bow. Frenzy, multi-shot, faster attacks. So I could just pump up the frenzies. But when you're just doing T16s, I think you'll be fine. Alright, I'm at maximum frenzy. Let's see these defenses. 82% evasion chance, and that's not including blind. I got the blind nodes, and in this Bringer of Rain, you have a level 30 socketed blind. So you're going to be blinding the crap out of things. But I also grabbed this one, 20% increased evasion, 40% increased blind effect, and then 40% increased blind effect on the mastery. It's going to give a ton of blind, which means you're mostly not going to get hit. You're going to be pretty fine. And you have spell suppression capped, and you have wind dancer, and you have 58% physical block. So your defenses are pretty good. And that's why this actually works as a starter, because your defenses are actually pretty solid, and your offenses are lackluster, but it will get you to T16. I'm in T16 right now, and you can see this is pretty easy. And I'm using Smite. If you like other skills, you can do other skills, but Smite seems to work best for Hollow Palm, in my opinion, and Vol Smite is excellent. So now we're going to the boss. The important part with bosses, if you're going to be playing this meme build, is you need to make sure your frenzy stacks do not drop. If your frenzy stacks drop, then you might as well just bounce out. You can't fight without your frenzy stack. So I have 16 seconds to kill these bosses before my frenzy stacks run out. I've had worse builds than this on starter. I am not joking. I've done worse. That was pretty easy. Now, some of you are going to shit on me because these are kind of expensive. Astro Menace is perfectly rolled, and this is perfectly rolled. So I'm just going to take this belt off. It's going to drop my dex to 800, and my spell suppression is no longer capped. It's at 92. In fact, what I will do is just remove this, add Lucky, and I can refund that other point to make it more realistic. Ooh, man, this is so nasty. I hate going into standard. Let's see, refund points. Let's refund. I don't need you no more. So I have that belt completely off. So that offsets the fact this is a really nicely rolled Astro Menace, and the fact that, you know, you might have to sacrifice one of these rings for something different. So now it's only, you know, 5 slots. So now let's see what it looks like with one of these bad boys. I don't want Maven, because the Maven's going to provide regen to the final bosses, which, you know what, I'll put Maven on. We got to see what that regen looks like. It's going to be rough. And I think Dex equipment is going to be super cheap. They didn't include the attribute tattoos. So Dex stackers are probably mostly going to be non-existent. So when you replace and upgrade those rings and your belt and your amulet, if you want to keep going and push this a little farther, you can push it a little bit farther. You can get it going pretty damn good. And Sunder does more damage if you don't want to do the elemental route. Sunder does great damage. And if you're a big Cyclone fan, Cyclone of Tumult with Stampede boots will be pretty good, but Stampede boots are usually in the 50C range. And I don't know. I don't consider that starter worthy just because they're so expensive. This is smooth. This is pretty chill. Now we're gonna go to the boss, which won't be smooth and won't be chill. Yeah, life regeneration would be really nice. Maybe some recoup. But this spawns enemies, so it shouldn't be too bad. And if you could squeeze in a curse somehow, that'd be great. Maybe get rid of Frostblink. Put in Electrocute. I forget what the electric curse is called. Conductivity, that's what it's called. And if you pimp out your rings good enough, you can actually drop Purity of Elements. I wouldn't recommend dropping Purity of Elements because it's excellent. But I could probably also drop Grace. Let's drop Grace. Let's see what happens when I drop Grace. So if you're going physical, you could put on Pride, and if you're going elemental, you could put on Wrath. Let's just grab Wrath real quick. Oh, never mind. With these boots, I can't do it. We'll just leave Wrath off then. Let's run one more. I got this guy, a Baron, but I don't want to run a Baron. Oh, these... I gotta go in... I mean, I can buy maps from one of these guys. Or just do an Atlas mission. There we go. I got 597 of them. Hexproof, that's fine. Yeah, let's run this. No Grace. Huge hit on my resistances. But let's see what it's like without Grace. Let's just pretend I'm doing a little bit more damage with Wrath. I shouldn't stop and fight this guy because I don't have enough frenzy charges yet. But I did it anyways because I am a bad boy. I'm a rebel. And obviously, if you want to reroll your sockets differently. So right now I'm using Physical to Lightning, Fortify, Awaken. Oh shit, I haven't awakened. I'm gonna take that right off. Let's replace that with something different. Let's just put the Astral one. What's that called? I think it's only for strike skills. Yeah, not Ruthless. Yeah, let's put Ruthless on. Whatever. That was unfortunate. Really didn't get a lot of frenzy charges there. Let's check these defenses without Grace. I am still at a 63% chance to invade, and that's not including all the amazing blind effect that I got going on. So Grace, if you really needed more damage, just pretend I got Wrath on. Pretend I have a belt on. You could have a worse starter. There could be worse starters. I have no doubt. Boom, 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 boom. It's really tempting. I really hate starting without being able to use Bringer of Rain. It's my go-to, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start Inquisitor, Stormbrand, and then some other lightning skill. Ouch, ouch, he's possessed. He wrecked me. Alright. Let's put that belt back on. Let's just do a little delve. Let's see what delve does. Which one is delve? There you are. I haven't been in delve on standard. I don't know what this is going to look like. Oh. It's going somewhere. Depth 298. I have no clue if that's deep. I've never really done delve, like exclusively trying to go deep. I didn't play on the delve league. Takes a while to build them frenzies up. If I was playing this legit, I would put frenzy in weapon swap till I got to 9. I ain't even running precision because I don't need the crit. My accuracy's high enough, so it's just a wasted slot. But you can drop Defiance Banner and throw on precision if you don't want to grab those accuracy nodes. Don't know why you wouldn't want to grab the accuracy nodes if you don't need the resistances. Well, that was brutal. I got wrecked. If you don't need the resistances, then you can do the attack speed ones on the other side. Maybe 295 is deep, and so they're really tough. But my damage is a little too low because you just kind of get surrounded. And Vol Smite just looks and feels great when you play it. Giving people that big boom. I probably wouldn't run it with the extra hits. I'd run it with something that did more damage. Pulverize, probably. Or Ruthless. Wait, did I put Ruthless on? No, I did put Ruthless good. So I don't know what it's like with the other one. It gives it more hits. Might be better for the overlap, but I think I'd need some AoE to make that really nice. It's a pretty honest build. It's pretty functional. Doesn't have any guard skills, which is a pretty big bummer. But you could squeeze a guard if you wanted to remove the blink, but you don't have auto cast anymore for the guard skills. Let's go back to the hideout and let's just run one more map because I found a map. Just for the giggles. Now this helmet and some of these passives are just like, this is just an excellent combo. You get that helmet, you get some extra block here, and then you get 15% chance block if you haven't blocked recently. You pair that with that, and then this evasion thing. It's a really good combo. You just get a lot of value because of how it synergizes with the helmet. And you don't need to worry about getting a 6-link, even though 6-links are the easiest they've ever been this league. Well, now, I don't mean this league, I mean because of all the changes that have happened. So every new league, it seems like getting a 6-link becomes easier and easier. Alright, let's make sure we get to 9 frenzy charges before popping that bad boy. And get 2 Vol Smites up. Alright. Not bad. Not bad. I didn't clear the whole thing, but I got quite a bit of them. Did I make this yellow? Yes, yes I did. I didn't even look what they had. Oh, 40% more monster resistances. X-proof, none of that matters. Yeah, those are all fine for me. Man, I like this. It's pretty cozy. If only this could go to T17, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to do T17 with this. At least not in its current form. You'd really have to get some pretty good gear. There's a couple upgrades. I always forget what they're called. Timeless jewels. You can get really good timeless jewels. I think it's a brutal restraint that'll give you a bunch of dex. You can get a bunch of elemental damage, a bunch of attack damage. You get a bunch of crazy shit with that one. I probably passed the boss. He's like a dirt. He's under the ground somewhere. He's usually right over here, I think. Are you the boss? You are the boss. I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad boss kill. That's really not that bad. For a meme build, for a complete joke, it's clearing maps. Let's just fight the poison guy. Let's see what happens on the poison guy. My chaos resistance is trash, -60, and it will be the whole time. Not too much you can do about that. There's a ring you could put on, but you're gonna lose so much power. It's probably not gonna be worth it. The Loriana's, whatever it's called, damage you take while low life. I guess I'm not even low life. Yeah, there's no reason to use that, but it gives you a bunch of chaos resistances. You can do the one that gives you adrenaline. That gives you some chaos resistance. Or you can put chaos resistance in your jewels when you get more than just starter jewels. Let's see how we do on this league mechanic. Might as well run some league mechanics. It's nice to know what kind of league mechanics you can run well. With Smite, this should be fine. Blight should be fine, but you're probably going to want to switch. In fact, I'm going to switch just to see what it looks like right now. Ruthless is a good pick. I'm going to drop Fortify. And let us get... if I even have one. I always forget what it's called. I think Call? Ancestral Call? Oh, I only have an Awakened one. I think these are super cheap. I'll put the Awakened one on there. It's the only one I got. And let's see what this looks like with a little more hits. I think this is how most people run it. But because a single target is the problem and you have Vol Smite, you don't run it this way. But for mapping, yeah, it's looking a little more juicy. A little more juicy running this. Especially if you can get the Awakened version for cheap. Again, the people that'll benefit from this build are not the people that are going to be racing to get this stuff. They're usually going to be the slower players, so some of this stuff might be pretty damn cheap by the time you get into maps. Like if you work a full-time job and you're not a fucking loser, you only play this like 3 hours a day. I guess everyone on the weekends can pump a lot of time into it. Well, I guess not everyone. Some people have lives and kids and obligations. But those people might enjoy something like this. It really is pretty comfortable with that evasion and blind. And it's clearing. It's clearing. Yeah, I can't stand in shit though. I can't stand in shit. Still gotta use your brain while playing. Oh man, I haven't played this game in a while. I forgot how much I like it. Almost just stood there again. And what is this guy? Solaris touched. I don't know what he's hitting me with, but it's really strong. Obviously, it's elemental damage. And I don't... Yeah, elemental damage seems to be a pretty good weakness. Because I don't have anything to do against physical elemental damage. I have... what's it called? Maxed out. Spell suppression maxed out. But for elemental attacks, that's all getting hit. I only got 75 all res. I'm also doing this as an internet test. It's going well. A while back, my internet was jacked. It kept disconnecting every like 20 minutes. I mean, not 20 minutes, 20 seconds. I could handle it if it disconnected every 20 minutes. But now it's going good. Not that any of you give a shit. I only said that because I'm showing my latency here. I wanted to kill that Solaris Touch son of a bitch. Did I kill him? I mean, he killed me like 3 times. That means he's got good loot. Oh, here he is. He dead? He really did and didn't give me no loot? That son bitch. Frenzy charges are looking pretty weak. For convenience factor, if you really don't want to do any weapon swapping, you can, instead of doing additional damage per frenzy charge, right here, you can add an extra 100% duration, which is going to be 300% total. That should kind of get you to every boss fully charged, fully stoked up, yoked up like a yordle. And let's see what we do on this poison boss. Level 91, pretty much starter gear. A little buffed up starter gear. Whoa, poison. Yeah, I was letting him hit me deliberately, but that poison's pretty brutal because of my lack of chaos resistance. But I was letting him hit me intentionally so you can see how much damage it was doing. And the fact that, you know, I don't die because of River Dance, Wind Dancer, and Block and all that jazz. So it is pretty good. You still have to play a little bit. It's not going to be a recommended starter. This is a meme starter. This is meme content. Yeah, pretty solid. I will check you later.